Hello class. In this video I just want to show you how you might take floor plans like I've provided for you here and make elevations from them. Really this is about some steps that just might make them easier to draw in AutoCAD and make sure that you have a consistent set of drawings. Now for the wider internet who may also be listening, I know there's many different ways of drawing elevations from floor plans in AutoCAD. This is one way. I think this is a really good way for students who are sort of learning, maybe not necessarily the thing you do in an office, but also too, I think it's a good way when recognizing that AutoCAD is becoming more and more about initial design, where you might want a little bit of CAD work and less about construction documents, which certainly might change the way you draw elevations in AutoCAD. So with that, long introduction, let me just get into it. For the students, I've provided a couple different houses and floor plans. I've picked one here that we see on screen, and I'm going to use the same file to make my elevations. You could choose to make a different file if you wanted to, but I'm just going to draw my elevations off to the side. And the way I like to do it is I like to stack my plans vertically, much like I did here. But I'm going to copy these because this is for plan work, in a series of steps for all four elevations. And so that's going to be my first step, is setting up my plan so I can draw elevations directly from them. And it'll become more clear as I draw it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my first floor plan. Actually, these should be aligned already. If they aren't, we want to make sure. So I'll copy both my first floor plan and my second floor plan just over to draw some elevations. Looks like I have some stuff in here already. Should get rid of that stuff. That's okay. It's in your files. It's not a big deal. Just ignore that piece that was way over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing down. I'm going to pretend to draw an elevation, if you will. And by that means I can draw from my exterior wall down. I can just snap to a corner and I can draw down. And I could start from this corner and I could draw down. And I can draw a ground line across. And I should mention, you're going to want to use layers. I have my layers on wall. I intend to make a follow-up video that talks about layers for elevations. But you definitely want to watch that before you get very far drawing your elevations, so you can draw in the correct layers. Of course, you can change layers at any time. But anyway, here's a ground plane, and then you might come up. Now, I haven't given you heights for elevations, and that's also key. That's part of the assignment. I have given my students what this building would look like in drawing form. I want you to take those drawings and, using your design eye, make choices for yourself how this elevation actually looks. All right, and you might even, I'm okay if you choose to change a few things. If you think there's something that can be improved on the house, improve it, right? This is so a little bit of design. But anyway, this building happens to have a shed roof. So you're going to determine how high up you think the shed is. And of course, you can always change it as you go. But let's say it's 20 feet high on one side, and it's, I don't know, 12 feet high on the other. Here to here, I can draw my shed, across like this, and erase these two lines. And so I'm not going to draw this whole elevation. I'm just going to get it started, but I'll just draw a block of that elevation. But you can see how I can draw down from the plan to get this elevation. And so I can draw other pieces in between. We've got this form here that the stairs make, so I just take from my plan, draw it straight down. Again, in the heights of things I purposely didn't give you, so make estimates of what you think the various height relationships are, and you can start to trim this up and make these forms, right, and continue to draw down like such. And then there's a little piece that comes out here that's only 1 story tall, so it might go to that height over here, and so on and so forth. Of course, the same can be done with windows. I can come down and draw some windows down here. This is all very basic stuff. Draw from the plan, draw down, draw across, and how high things are. I'm not focusing too much on dimensions in this video. Again, I want you to make those choices. I'm just trying to give you a heads up start of how to to make elevations from plan. And of course, things really have thickness and so on and so forth. I mean, you should be careful. This is the roof from the walls, but if you go up to the second floor plan, we can actually see the overhang of the roof is from this dotted line. So it actually extends out this way, and it extends way over to this side as well. There's a little porch here that I haven't drawn yet. Again, you can see in the documents I provided, the PDFs I provided, what this house really looks like to help you out. I don't think it'll appear in this video. But nonetheless, you can see how by stacking the plans up above, I can make it pretty easy to draw an elevation, and one that where the ground is down and the roof is up. So I'm not going to continue this elevation. Of course, the window lacks detail here. There's many other windows and porch elements that I have yet to draw, as well as hatches and everything else. And you have the documents. You can go ahead and work through that. But I am going to follow this up with a couple more videos. The next video I'm going to show how to continue making other elevations using the same concept that I have just done here, and to talk about layers for this elevation. So with that, you should have, with those videos, you just have all the information you need to make some elevations in CAD. So good luck.